It's the SKOR North Twins Show. Baseball!
All right, SKOR North Twins Show live from the Minnesota State Fair, from the Minnesota Rusco podcast desk, studios, stage.
That's right. This audience loves Minnesota Rusco and the work that they did here.
Since 1955.
That's right.
Hello, everyone. This is my name is Declan Goff, Phil Mackey, Judd Zolgad. We are part of SKOR North here. We do the SKOR North Twins Show. Every Monday, we always like to do the State of the Twins, where we give kind of an overview of where they're at in the standings, which, spoiler alert, it's not great. We love to give favorite things, least favorite things. We have scrapped vibe checks, I think, for right now. Maybe we bring back the vibes in 2026 or in the off-season.
What if we just made, if the vibe check was like a sound effect, that a fart noise or whatever it would be?
I'm not going to play the sad trombone sounds for obvious reasons today. That's not going to happen. But
if you're looking for the sad trombone sounders, that would be Friday at the TV stage over here. So, yeah.
Amazing. But let's go look at some of these key categories for the Twins right now. Emphasis on key. They're 59-71. They have a negative 57 run differential. They are 10.5 games now back in the AL wildcard. They have the second worst record in the entire American League. Only the White Sox, who they lost a series with this weekend, have a worse record than the Twins, who are 18 games back in the Central. They are not mathematically eliminated quite yet. I believe the Rockies were officially yesterday, though.
They were.
Yep. So
are they the first team to be mathematically eliminated? Yeah,
Yep.
There's the E next to there. The Rockies are 37-94.
Yeah, they might be worse than last year's White Sox.
So could they, if they play a game every day the rest of the month, they could get 100 losses before September.
Yep.
That'd be
Only
very
an
impressive.
off day would save the Colorado Rockies at this point.
I know the Rockies Twin Show, right? Or the Rockies podcast show would be pretty tough from the podcast stage here at the Minnesota State Fair if we were doing that.
If I'm not mistaken, the Rockies are still drawing fans, though.
They are.
They are. It's like 30,000 fans a
Mm-hmm.
game.
And the fans care. I wonder how you can
I think they just show videos of Andres Galarraga on the big screen for 3 hours.
They've got a party deck
Larry
with
Walker.
cheaper beer deals.
Do they?
Yep. It goes longer. The Twins have like a pregame thing. I think the Rockies take it through like the 5th inning.
Huh.
Okay.
Well, that was the SKOR North Twins Show. Thank you guys for joining us here today.
Yep.
Appreciate you all.
Lower those beer prices, Twins.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into something that percolated over the weekend, kind of, I think, grabbed the majority of the headlines. And some of this stuff we kind of discussed in lieu on Thursday, talking about some players maybe being looking for answers with their swings or lost at the plate. And on Saturday, Royce Lewis went on the record with this quote saying, "It's also hard to make a full in-season adjustment because you can try that, and those 30 games or at-bats of trial goes towards your stats. Do you really want to sacrifice that? And if that doesn't work, then you go back to what you're doing before. It's always hard when asked about adjusting a swing. I know Michael Harris just did a significant change, and being under a contract probably helps because you know what he's making that year and the year after. For someone like me, I'm fighting for taking care of myself and my family. I don't want to put any of those stats in jeopardy. I'm trying to do what's best as fast as possible, but feeling like I have been on an island, it's kind of tough." So the surface of that is Royce Lewis cares a lot about his stats. And Royce Lewis this season, if you haven't noticed, has had the roughest year of his career. In fact, he's hitting .230 with a .675 OPS. I can even extrapolate that, I believe, to the last 365 days. So in the last year, Royce Lewis is hitting .215, slashing .274, .345, just 9 home runs, a .619 OPS. He has had a rough go of it in the last year. There's been some highs this year where it looks like he's putting things together, but still, he has played now 75 games this season, and he still has an OPS plus of 16 points below league average. And I think it grasps a lot of people's attention, saying, how is a guy that's this poor at the plate caring about his individual statistics? And what was discussed on Thursday, and where I kind of go back, and I don't defend Royce for maybe saying these things. I think saying them out loud puts you in a tough spot with criticism. But why is it that the number 1 overall pick in the draft 8 years ago, and a guy who before this was carrying you to playoff wins in 2023 in his first full 3 seasons in the MLB, or his first 3 years because he's been hurt so much, He was on pace for a 162 average of 35 home runs, 110 RBI, and 825 OPS. And now all of a sudden at age 26, he's kind of broken. And it's a theme. It's a theme with a lot of prospects that have come up here that either get off to nice starts or completely plateau when they hit their peak. So I don't know what your guys' initial thoughts were, but mine were, it's not that Royce Lewis put his foot in his mouth, which he certainly did. The bigger question to me is, why is it that you have your star player concerned about his statistics and not seeming to get the help he wants, whether he's listening to that advice or not? It's a very complicated and spiderwebby situation.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think it speaks also, this is one isolated story here, and I guess the quotes are the quotes, but I think what we're looking at here, and we've touched on this, but we can again, is this is just an organizational mess. Guys are looking out for their own. You definitely had some guys who might be gone now in the clubhouse who had ideas of how things should run and maybe thought that they should run the entire team, and they shouldn't have. You've got frustration with young guys. To your point, Dex, and we can certainly explore this because it's fascinating to talk about, is how they have let young players down. But on this one, I'm going to start in the manager's office. I mean, this is, if you can't identify with a kid with the potential that Royce Lewis had, okay, then you have the wrong person running your team. And if you thought that Carlos Correa should basically get control of Royce, then you had a very mistaken impression of what should have been taking place. So it's fine to focus on what is wrong with Royce, why is he being seemingly selfish, all of those things. And if Royce was an outlier and a problem on a good team, it's a great discussion. But the reality is he's not. He's part of an overall problem with this entire organization that includes Derek Falvey, Rocco Baldelli. And so I choose to look at those quotes far more as, what are you guys doing wrong here? Why is Royce seemingly a carefree, and I'm sure he's selfish at times, all-star players are, but what are you doing wrong here to stunt his growth and seemingly right now make him absolutely miserable playing a game? So I throw this right back on the team because I think any absolving of the Minnesota Twins and their management is absolutely crazy.
This whole thing is fascinating. And Declan used the phrase foot and mouth moment for Royce Lewis. And yeah, like, just to read the quote again, he's being asked about kind of making adjustments in season. The word that he used was uncomfortable. He's felt uncomfortable the whole season, which is kind of funny because he actually has like an 800 OPS or close to it, like a 770 OPS since the beginning of June. Mm-hmm. So if you take like the 3-month chunk, and there's been a downstretch in there too, but he's actually one of the best hitters on the team since the beginning of June. But the whole time he's felt uncomfortable, and he's saying, I don't want to risk jeopardizing the stats that I even have now by going through a month-long adjustment period when I'm up for arbitration at some point. And on the surface, it sounds bad, and people are going to criticize him, potentially rightfully so, for being selfish. But Judd nailed the bigger picture of this, and Declan's been reporting on this for months as the Twins beat podcaster here at SKOR North. There is a rift between the former number 1 overall pick and the number 1 young player in the organization, not that young anymore, by the way, he's 26 years old, and the organization, and a pattern developing here. And around we go. So on one side, you have Royce Lewis, a former number 1 overall pick, who shredded Major League pitching the bulk of his first 2 seasons and carried the Twins to their first playoff series victory in 20 years. And he has taken multiple steps back in the prime of his career since that moment 2 years ago. And he says he feels like he's on an island trying to figure out the adjustments on his own. And I take that to mean that he doesn't trust the organization's guidance. Right. On an island, doing this alone means, hey, I got no one to help. Either I don't have anyone to help me, or and the Twins might say, well, we've got plenty of people to help you. You don't listen. And there's a rift there and a mistrust there that is worth prying on. On the flip side, Rocco Baldelli, the manager, openly expresses frustration with Royce on a pretty regular basis. And even like in evidence form this last weekend, batted Royce 7th and 8th in the lineup, a lineup that is not going to be mistaken for the 2019 Bomba squad.
Right.
And he's been one of their hotter hitters since the beginning of June, even feeling uncomfortable. And so, and I would argue too, if you're trying to send a message because he's not taking your guidance or you're unhappy that he goes to the media like this, you're only furthering the wedge between the organization and the star player.
Correct.
You've been around him in the clubhouse for 2 or 3 years here, Dex, but he doesn't seem like the type of guy to me that responds well to the punishment.
Yeah.
We're gonna put you in a corner and bat you 8th in the lineup.
Yeah.
He seems like a guy that needs a little encouragement, a little empowerment.
Yep.
When you trade away 40% of your team, how about Royce Lewis bats 2nd or 3rd and you say, hey, dude, Correa's gone.
Yeah.
This is your franchise. Nope, he's batting 6th, batting 7th, batting 8th. So you've got what Royce is saying, you've got what the Twins are saying and doing here, and layered on top of all of this is the elephant in the room that the Twins have a long list of talented young players who have stalled out over the past near decade or have plateaued when they should be blasting off.
Yes.
And that list started with Miguel Sano back a few years ago, whose career dropped off a cliff when he was 27. Matt Wallner was a first-round pick, OPS down 100 points. Trevor Larnach was a first-round pick, below-average hitter. Austin Martin was a top 5 pick by the Blue Jays. He can't do anything above AAA with the Twins. Julian, Miranda. Miranda came in, second-round pick, and was really good as a rookie like 4 years ago. He is literally one of the worst hitters in AAA this season.
He might get DFA'd.
And so, I'd even argue like Max Kepler never lived up to what he should have been. So we could, on the surface, say Royce Lewis is selfish and only cares about his stats. And there's some truth to that needs to be discussed.
Yep.
My question is more about the bigger picture. Why is this happening to multiple players? Is it that the Twins have a bunch of stubborn, lazy players who don't take guidance? Or is there some level of organizational dysfunction that needs to be sniffed out?
Why is it that you have the number 1 overall pick and your top prospect, who, by the way, Royce was the organization's and one of baseball's top prospects in 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, so a 4 or 5 year run where he was regarded as one of the best top young stars in baseball that's about to emerge. And if this was, let's use Miranda, for example. Like, Miranda did pop up on, like, their third best prospect 3 years ago. But, like, he's a 13th round pick, right? Like, he was a second round pick. He was a second round pick.
Julian was a
13th round pick. If I'll even give some leeway to not a first round pick, guy comes up, has some success, and then immediately maybe falls off the cliff and isn't good. When your star dude that you drafted number 1 overall in a draft that had Hunter Green, who's having a great year now for the Reds, like, he was the top pick in the draft. You only had so many shots at this. Joe Mauer being a former number 1 overall pick. Why is it him? Why is he the one that's saying, I feel uncomfortable? And shouldn't you be, again, empowering him? And they've tried to do things. Either he doesn't listen or the advice isn't working for him. You have to figure that out. If Edward Julian has a pout, let him have a pout and say, yeah, bye, Eddie. But if Royce Lewis is saying this, I think you have to empower and listen to that type of player.
But why? Here's my question on Royce, though. Why isn't he listening? Like, it's very easy to say, well, you should listen. And look, they're going to tell you the right thing.
Yeah.
But clearly there is I think what Royce is doing as he begins to talk more and more is not digging himself a hole. I think he is right now making a plea to get out. And the reality is this, too. I think it's very safe to say that there appears to be a distrust in the clubhouse of how this coaching staff and how this, well, certainly management team handles itself. And I don't blame these guys. You know, Royce Lewis is under contract for a long time. So what better way to force the Twins' hand to trade you than just to begin to talk on the record and come off? You're not going to come off great, but at this point in time, if you're Royce, door A, which is, okay, I'm stuck here for 4 or 5 more years. I can do nothing. And by the way, it appears there's going to be no changes.
Yeah.
Or door B, I might look a little bad, but smart teams aren't going to say, Royce Lewis, are you kidding? He's a cancer. They're going to say, oh, yeah, we'll give you something for him. Won't be as much as you think you should get. So I think what we're beginning to see is the beginning of Royce's plea to escape here, and I don't blame him one bit because he's seeing everything, and that's independent of this. This team's doing nothing to try to win, and it might get worse.
Yeah. You know how, like, on Purple Daily, we will rip the Vikings sometimes? Quasey's been great at this, actually, but like, pre-Quasey, the Vikings were bad at kind of getting value for assets. You know, they let Dalvin Cook kind of go off a cliff, and they refused to play hardball with Kirk Cousins until the very end. And look at what the Twins are doing in some of these regards, where they are like they literally dumped Carlos Correa for not. If it gets to the point where they look at Royce in a year or 2 years and they're like, I don't know, I guess we just have to trade him for 25 cents on the dollar and be done with it. Everyone should have been fired long before that.
Right.
So to me, it's like you've got there's two gigantic human beings.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, they're already here.
Guys, there's a door over here, by the
See?
way.
Searles, I told you, the adult got booed here early.
I'm curious if Sweet Martha's Cookie stands a chance with those two guys walking around. By the way, there is a microphone up here. We could turn this into a Twins vent line. If you have something to say about the Twins or the Pohlads.
There's a young kid over there that says "Sell the team."
Sell the team. I tweeted that out. That's a great shirt, young man. I love that shirt.
Come stand front and center here, so we can get a good look at. There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Sell the team.
Wow. The standing ovation for the.
It's a good shirt.
Sell the team shirt.
Like it's a good looking shirt.
That's awesome.
So we kind of glossed over some of our State of the Twins least favorite things. We just did a whole thing there on Royce Lewis. It's rightfully so on trying to pick apart of who's at fault. I'll give you another least favorite thing, but it's kind of still dovetailing from our conversation here. I went back and looked at the Twins' top 5 organization prospects since 2017. I admitted this year just because we're fresh. Walker Jenkins just got promoted. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but we haven't seen any of those guys. So I went from 2017 to 2014. And there's some guys that will repeat on the list. Like I listed Royce Lewis was the top organization prospect a few years. Alex Kirilloff was on these lists a few times. Trevor Larnach was on these lists a few times. Since 2017, of the organization's top 5 prospects, there's been 20 names that have been on these lists. 20 names. So there's been repeat dudes, and there's been some guys that are one-on, one-off. There are 4 guys since 2017 that you have either drafted, acquired, cultivated, that are currently on your big league roster. Those guys are Royce Lewis, Trevor Larnach, Brooks Lee, and Joe Ryan. And I'd argue, as of right now, Joe Ryan's really the only one that's exceeding and hitting the marks he should be, and you got him from Tampa Bay, and I'll give credit to the Twins. He was a one-trick pony fastball pitcher. They have turned him into a very, very good pitcher. They deserve credit for that.
Yeah.
But in 20 tries, and you're not going to – I don't even expect you to bat like 75 or even 50% on your prospects. A lot of these guys aren't going to live up, which is why you shouldn't fall in love with prospects. But since 2017, 3 hitters that you have had in your top 5 organization are still with the organization now, or the rest of them are out of baseball completely.
Yeah. And again, why, how, and this helps explain why you're about to miss the playoffs for the 4th time in 5 years. It can't just be, well, these players don't understand work ethic, or these players just don't click. Well, okay, if that's the case and it's all on the players, well, who's identifying those players and their makeup and everything? So, I mean, I think we've made our point strong and clear and I wish we could fight about this a little bit more, but it's just very obvious that there are things that they aren't doing to help some of these players. And of course, like to some extent, if you're a player, it's your profession too, and you have to figure out a way to make it work. But there's definitely...
Is that a fire Rocco?
Was there a...
Rocco.
Do you Judd, let me ask you this.
There we go.
Do you think firing Rocco, would you fire Rocco? And do you think firing Rocco and changing out a manager, how much does that help what we're talking about here?
Well, at this point in time, I think we're past that. Yes, I would fire Rocco.
For like next year and beyond.
But I think Falvey has to go too. I just don't think I don't think everything that we're going through. I mean, ideally the Pohlads go, which is clearly not going to happen. But you need. Thank you very much. But you need somebody to bring.
If you want a cheap pop anywhere in public, just say Pohlads.
Well, I just said ideally they're gone. But if they're not, like you have to get somebody in here who does a better job of baseball ops, who does a better job of then hiring a manager, who brings in a coaching staff. Like beyond, well, they seem like nice guys. What's the defense? Like Declan just went through a huge list of. You're not cultivating guys. You're not. I mean, I would take a look also, and I know they employ a ton of people, but a long, hard look at your minor league developmental program, too.
Yeah.
Like, this is going through a lot of things that don't work out. And Derek Falvey has not delivered on what he was hired here to bring. Because the one thing I'll say is the trade for Joe Ryan is Falvey's finest moment. But
Judd on a stick from AJ, by the way. Judd's on a stick coming around the
Judd on a
crowd.
stick presented by Pronto Pup here on the SKOR North
Pronto
podcast
Pup,
stage.
delicious, poll ads incompetent. So
Wow.
If you look at it, though, when you go through it, the amount of draft picks that they're drafting who have not worked out is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you can make a trade for a guy, that's awesome, but that's only supposed to be a small part of your arsenal. Draft and development, right? We've got analytics. We are measuring things that you don't understand, and we're going to find these kids. And, again, there's some high draft picks here. So I would fire Baldelli, but do I think firing Baldelli in October and keeping it status quo and allowing Falvey to run roughshod over the organization is going to work? No, absolutely not at this point, I don't.
Yeah, they're in a tough spot, and Rocco, I know Duke's got a lot of heat on Thursday for defending Rocco, and there are things I really think Rocco was actually very smart with, and he's not just a puppet master. I think there's some misconceptions about him. Do I think this team could be better without him and with a new voice in that clubhouse leading the charge? 100%. Because right now you're the second worst record in baseball. Over the last year, you've been one of the worst records. You have had one of the worst records in baseball. And if your goal is to be pushing and competing, which they have kind of built themselves to be at least competing and winning the AL Central, which has been gettable for the last 5 years, you're going to miss the postseason for the fourth time in 5 years. So as ownership, as Falvey, you have to then look at that and just say, well, man, I wish we wouldn't have had such this injury bad luck. It's like, dudes, you've missed the playoffs 4 to 5 years. That's the fact that's in your face.
But traditionally, I think if you were to rank things about the poll ads, different generations of poll ads over the years that drive people crazy, the way they potentially don't spend enough money on the roster is always up there. Well, number one is when they literally tried to contract the team like 25 years ago and just like get rid of the team. And then number two is they don't spend enough on payroll, right? Those are the two biggest ones. I would say that my number one criticism of the poll ads over the years has been their genuine lack of curiosity about how to put together a top, well-run baseball organization. Terry Ryan was excellent for a long time, legendary Terry Ryan. Mm-hmm. They made a huge change with Terry Ryan and brought in Derek Falvey, and that was operationally so much 180 degrees different than what you had with Terry Ryan.
Yeah.
Analytics department, all these different things, right? But pretty clearly over the past few years, it's not working. It's not working for all the reasons we talk about. But I think the family gets so comfortable with we trust this leader to run things on our behalf, and we'd rather not shake things up and make major changes.
Yep.
And so right now, if you're that family and you're going to keep owning this team, do you really believe that you have, with the head of business and baseball ops and the head of your field staff, do you have in Rocco and Derek Falvey two of the best in the world at what they do? This is Major League Baseball. Right. There's 30 baseball teams.
Yeah.
It's the 30 best, in theory, 30 best jobs on the planet, right? Is Derek Falvey one of the, not even 30, because if you've got the 28th guy, you're not winning games. Do you have two of the top 10 in the world at what they do, objectively? I don't think so.
No, not even close.
And if the answer is no, then you owe it to the fans to do some digging on better options to fill those positions.
The problem is, I think we're at a point now with second and mostly third generation poll ads running the team, though, is the odds are very strong that no matter what they do, they're going to get the hires wrong. And keep in mind, so this team won World Series with Carl Pohlad running or owning the team in 87 and 91. And in 1986, Carl took a big chance because he hired a young Andy McPhail, who I think had been like the farm director for the Astros. And Andy came in and was a genius, very, very smart. Mm-hmm. Andy's like, I want to hire this young guy, Tom Kelly. And Carl's like, I don't know about this. Two young guys? And McPhail's like, just watch this. It's going to work. And sure enough, it did. Now, the McPhail left after in 92 or 93, I think it was 93, McPhail left for the Cubs because it was very clear that the Cubs were going to have a payroll to work with, and the Twins didn't have that payroll. And the reality was that then spawned Terry Ryan, who had some rough years as he tried to build that team back up. But he did a very good job. Those early Metrodome years were the early 2000s. Dome years through, 2010, basically, the first year in Target Field, were very good. And then Bill Smith got the job. That's a disaster. Terry comes back. But the reality is, so you can trace the last real Twin success back to Andy McPhail. Because that came, so they literally went out, and I think it was the quote to Chip Scoggins at the time, when Jim Pohlad said something along the lines of, well, I'm going to look through the media guides and find some people.
Yeah.
And that's what they sort of did. And Derek Falvey's known for, he's with Cleveland. Cleveland does this stuff. But back to your lack of curiosity. Did you really vet this? Did you really figure out? And now, because of the comfort, he's gotten more and more control.
How many bags of mini donuts have you had so far, sir?
Nice throw.
I want it. I got it.
Declan is 100%.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Donut.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Searles,
Jeremiah
everybody.
Searles.
The mini donut king.
There you go.
Thanks, Jeremy. Hey, let's do some favorite things here. This is kind of ironic when we do the favorite things, especially after we just kind of torched the organization for the lack of development. And by the way, we'll have a random Twin of the Week coming up later on the SKOR North Twins Show. For those watching on YouTube, you can hit the like button and subscribe button here. Thank you to everyone hanging out with us on the SKOR North Twins Show. Favorite things, so Walker Jenkins, the Twins' top prospect, and I think like 15th, 20th, it depends on what publication you want to look at, one of the 15 to 20 best prospects in baseball. He got promoted to AAA, so he will be with the Saints. Saints are off today in Toledo. I feel like the Saints are perpetually playing the Toledo Mud
And don't
Hens
they play like
every
6-game
week.
series?
Yeah,
Yes.
they do 6. Yeah.
They roll in on a Sunday night, stay for a month, just play Toledo. It's great.
You know, if we're going to do realignment, side street here, I wouldn't hate that. Play the same team.
Oh, I thought you were going to say bring Toledo
Not
into
Toledo
the Major
in the
Leagues.
MLB. That was a horrible segue. But I wouldn't mind the mandated Monday off day or something similar, and then
Yeah.
you play 6 games in a row.
Oh, yuck. You want a 6-game series?
And then you're just done with that team.
Yeah, then you're just
right?
done with it.
No,
Yeah.
I want the ups and downs of a season. You play a team when they might not be hot, and then by the next time you play them, they're hot. I mean, that's a pure – all that is a way to save cash.
Well, yeah, I mean that's why they do it in the minor leagues,
Right.
100%.
I don't like that at all. No, give me
Well,
the
but the
3-game,
point here, I
4-gamers.
think, is like that they're calling up, not calling up, but they're elevating their number one prospect to AAA, right? Is that that's where we're going here?
Yeah, sorry, I got off track.
Walker Jenkins, but there should be a time to be excited, right? He's one more step away from the big leagues.
Yeah.
But we just got done for a half hour talking about all the good young players that get plateaued in this organization. So
Jenkins, by the way, 52 games at AA, 20 years old, so he'll be one of the youngest hitters right now in AAA. He hit 309, 426, 47. Really good on base percentage and pretty good eye at the plate. I wonder if there's more pop in there, but he is a call away. We'll see if he comes up here. That draft class, I think, by the way, too, is already starting to kind of show some results already in Major League Baseball. You have obviously Paul Skeens was the number 1 pick in that draft. Jacob Wilson was a 6-0. He went right after Walker Jenkins.
That's the new trend now. We're fast tracking guys.
Paul Skeens has the best ERA of any starting pitcher in their first 50 starts or whatever it is since the 20s, I think.
Oh, yeah, he's ridiculous.
1920s or 30s.
Yeah,
The
he's
most
great.
interesting man in sports, Paul Skeens. So yeah, that's my favorite thing. I don't know if you guys said Twins are going to go to Iowa.
Yeah.
For
Field of Dreams
Field
game.
of Dreams game, which is
Yep.
going to be exciting.
Start to save up now because that game is super expensive to go to. No, my favorite thing is this. It's the number, 32. Why? Because that's the amount of games left. 32 games left before it's all done, and we can see where this train wreck goes. But, I mean, my God, I try to watch the games and like that White Sox series. It's just so hard to watch. And then you get the pitchers up, the new kids up, and they get hit, and that's one game apiece. So, but my point is, 32 games left in what has been turned into a miserable experience. Unfortunately, it is. It's a miserable experience.
Where would you rank this of all the Target Field seasons, just in terms of baseball death marches?
2016's bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
Is that the 100 losses the guy everyone
and
fired?
2011, the second half of that.
But you know what? But
the second half of it.
2011 though. They were for 2 months they had the best record in baseball, so they kind of gave you a fun little summer.
Yeah,
and then it was a 5-week.
That was
march.
difficult. 2016, they just
They're bad.
The good thing about that, they fell apart from the first week, so it's like, okay, they're done.
Yeah.
But my thing here is, as Plouffe says, this was a team that entered the season as like a Central Division. Oh, they can win this thing. And that's where it's so disappointing, and to see what they've done wrong and to see things go wrong constantly. I just feel like it's been unfortunately, one buzzkill after another in a season in which you thought, I'm not saying they'd be great, but in a season in which you thought that they very well could be a playoff team. And keep in mind, for a while, they were a playoff team, at least in the wild card.
I guess my favorite, just to put a bow on this part of the category here, my favorite Twins thing is more of a personal thing. I still get some joy in turning on a Twins game and watching the young players try to figure out how to crack the code, like Brooks Lee. And it's harder to crack the code when your organization maybe isn't, doing right by you. I don't know, but Brooks Lee looks like a stud sometimes. Royce Lewis with another grand slam a few days ago, since the last time we did State of the Twins, looks like a stud sometimes. And
He showed another good week.
I can see the vision with is it Mick Abel, the
We can talk about that here in just a second. By the way,
got shelled around a little bit, but you can see he doesn't. It's like he's driving a sports car and can't reach the pedals or something. He doesn't know quite where the ball is going. But yeah, I still am interested in watching the young players try to figure this thing out.
So, by the way, Phil brought up, so Mick Abel and Taj Bradley both made their debuts over the weekend. They'd made, I think, 3 starts each with the St. Paul Saints. Abel acquired in the Yohan Duran trade. Taj Bradley acquired in the Griffin Jacks, who, by the way, is getting shelled in Tampa Bay. I don't know if you've seen Griffin Jacks' numbers.
Not good.
ERA near 9.
They've fallen off the map, so.
Yeah, that's all. And, well, there's been a lot of talk about that mound not being the best either. Pitchers were complaining. Griffin Jacks, I think, was complaining about that mound when they played there 3 months ago.
It's a minor league park. It's another minor league park. What are we doing?
That's a problem. But, so Mick Abel, Taj Bradley both made their debuts. Didn't go as planned. Both of them got roughed up pretty much off the bat in the first and second innings. However, I would like to see these guys sell the team. Exactly right. Sell the team.
Just walking by with cookies.
I would like to see these guys get a runway instead of just doing our opener thing and our shrug emoji of Pearson Ole or some other random dude. All offense to Pearson Ole and his family. Yeah. But I'd rather see Abel and Taj Bradley get the run that they deserve instead of doing this opener business.
Start them for the rest of the season and results be damned. I mean, find out here what you've got and what you don't have. I don't see an upside for a team that's not competitive to say, well, we want you in AAA now. Just give them starts. There were some, Taj Bradley got hit hard in, I think, 7 runs in the first 2 innings, calmed down. So, there are some things to work on here to see. I would far rather that, as they say in the National Football League, they put it on film here than in St. Paul. So let's see what's wrong. Let's see what's right. Yeah. And go from there. But it's just, to me, you're going to have to sort through a lot here now. I'm very curious what they do, because you got a lot of guys playing who aren't going to probably be back. And you certainly got some guys that are going to be viable options. And my biggest question is Walker Jenkins and Caleb Culpepper, are they on your opening day roster or are they not? Because if they're not, I think they have to be up unless they regress badly. I think that they should be up here, I should say, by May 1st.
And one other thing to be on the lookout for, I'll hopefully get an answer this weekend. Twins still on the road. Then the Padres come to town.
The Dads.
For the weekend.
Drawn like crazy.
And tomorrow is the schedule release for the 2026 season. So we get to figure out the schedule for next season.
So we can go game by game on Thursday here,
series
live at the Minnesota State Fair.
The second it comes out, live show.
I think so.
Live reaction show.
Baseball is hilarious because not that it's that big of a deal when the baseball schedule comes out, but couldn't you just drop that at some other? Can't they wait till the season's over, or do they, for traveling and planning purposes, they probably have to drop it?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
But
anyways,
Erasmo Ramirez was released, which means we have another corner locker vacancy.
Oh, Jeffers would be.
I think it's Jeffers.
Okay.
It's service time.
I mean, it's got to be service time. We have to do it that way. We've always done it that way.
That's true.
So I know you'll be waiting on pins and needles, SKOR North Twins Show YouTube audience, for the corner locker update at some point this week, and we'll give that to you here.
That's ridiculous.
Here also. So before we get to a random Twin of the Week here, we'll have some statistics there in just a bit. A shout out to Grandpa's Barbecue. Go to grandpa'sbarbecueshop.com. Dry rubs, sauces, prospects being developed, cultivated, empowered at Grandpa's Barbecue. Free shipping on orders $50 or more when you support the SKOR North Twins Show too. So go to Grandpa's Barbecue shop for all of those barbecue needs.
And to get that barbecue out of your teeth, make an appointment at Park Dental. 50 years.
But brush first.
You know what?
Don't just show up.
They'll clean it for you. That's what there is like. We got to floss before.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what they're for. You're paying them,
Hey,
or your insurance is.
Take care of my choppers, would you?
Over 50 years, Park Dental's been caring for and cleaning teeth in Minnesota and western Wisconsin. And they've cleaned my teeth a small handful of times and more going forward. It's been a great experience. So if you're like me and you are in the market for a new dentist, maybe you're looking for somewhere minutes away from wherever you work or live, well, there's probably a Park Dental location somewhere close by. Find out more and schedule your checkup at parkdental.com.
All right, so random twin of the week time here. So I'm on a 3-game heater. I've won 3 random twins in a row. Ty France last week. One of my more prouder outcomes, I'll be completely honest. I feel like I pulled that one.
That was a sneaky
pretty quick.
one. The current player that just got traded.
Brad Radke, Scott Baker were my other 2 wins. Other random twins have been Luis Rivas, Kirby Puckett, Mitch Garver, Matt Tolbert, Ruben Sierra. All-time stats. Phil has the all-time lead with 34 wins. I have 31 wins. I have passed Judd, who is in 3rd place with 29 wins. So all of us, though, within a pretty close range of one another. So Phil has the clues this week for this random twin. I'm excited to see if Judd can get off the schneid.
I'm going to give a series of clues. You guys each get up to 3 strikes. If one of you hits a 3rd strike, the other one wins automatically. Here we go.
Okay, and I am calling up
guesses.
I am calling up my random twin list. I am not cheating.
Okay, you can't. There's no Googling here.
Except for Phil when he cheated for a while there.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't cheat.
Oh, Dex is being accused.
I got
of
the document up here. That's all I'm typing in.
My hands are clean.
Okay.
My hands are clean, folks. I do not cheat at this game. That's why I'm in last.
Juicing.
Clue number 1.
Juicing.
This random twin of the week, 2-time All-Star.
Ooh. Okay.
That's
I
right.
Like that. I like that. Right off the bat.
At his peak, he was an All-Star. His last career home run came off Tom Glavine.
Oh, boy.
Hitting bombs off legends, off Hall of Famers.
But that could be okay. That's a loaded clue.
Yes, it is.
What do you mean? He hits bombs off legends. I don't know.
Yeah, but are we talking about
Early time?
the Braves legend,
Yeah.
or are we talking about the Mets?
Mets.
I think we're talking.
The bust looks the same either way.
I think we're talking about a home run at Shea. Okay, go ahead.
This random twin of the week spent 11 years in the major leagues. Never won a World Series.
Okay.
11 years, never won a World Series. It's a failure.
No World Series. Okay. And it's not Ernie Banks because he made the All-Star game more than twice and didn't play for the
Judd
Twins.
likes to talk out loud.
Also did not play for the Twins.
Yep.
I don't think Ernie Banks played for any other teams besides the Cubs.
Nope.
Right?
He just wanted to play 2 for the Cubs. All right.
Okay, this random twin, so according to the internet, his first and last names as we know them aren't his real first and last names.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like, apparently he has like 5 parts to his name, and he picked 2 of them in the middle to make the name that we know.
Oh, God.
That's a great clue.
Yeah. So it's like, something.
This isn't like he hate me like XFL stuff. This is a lot different.
It is not. Well, no, it's not.
That's not a guess, by the way. It's not a guess.
It's not Rod
guess.
Smart.
It's not. No, it's not. He hate me, Rod Smart.
All right.
Okay.
This random twin played for 6 Major League Baseball teams.
6 MLB teams, 2 All-Stars.
Yeah.
Finkel and Einhorn.
Okay.
Let's go with this one.
Okay.
Notable teammates in his career include Terry Steinbach, Marty Cordova, Scott Erickson.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
This guy.
He once hit a home run off Johan Santana. How about that? Glavine and Santana. just hitting bombs off
But he never won
two
a
of the
World
greatest
Series.
pitchers.
He never won a World Series, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. He actually, well, let's go with this one.
Make 2 All-Star games.
Do you guys have any thought at all on where this is going?
Did we do this guy?
Random twin of the week feels like it has the upper hand on you guys right now.
It might.
Of the 6 major league teams he played for, 2 of those teams are no longer in those cities.
No, that wouldn't. Okay.
I'd like to add that just circling back to the notable teammates thing, I told you it's Terry Steinbach, Marty Cordova, Scott Erickson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was not teammates with those guys on the Twins.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be.
He was also teammates with Shannon Stewart.
Okay, I'll take a guess.
Not on the Twins.
Mm-hmm.
Is this Matt Lawton?
Matt Lawton. Do we have the ding and the buzzer on
God
here?
dang it. We've done Matt Lawton.
And you're not going to get the grace on that.
Right, yeah. I know.
So Dex is down 1 here.
So hold on a second here. So.
Teammates with Shannon Stewart.
How many
Teammates
guys?
with Shannon Stewart.
How many guys?
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Well, so 2 of the teams are now in different cities.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yep. So I'll give you a couple more here in terms of his actual teammates, like on the Twins.
Okay.
Well, actually, he was teammates with Joe Mauer on the Twins, and he was teammates with Johan Santana on the Twins, who he hit a home run off of when Johan was with a different team. That was exciting for him.
Okay, I don't think we've done this guy. I will guess Rondell White.
That's it.
Rondell White.
Because I was also
Rondell
just
White.
sniffing around.
Rondell White. Yeah.
Oh! I thought that was it. I was
That's
convinced
right.
it was Rondell.
The twists and the turns of the random twin of the week.
Okay, so we're at one guess apiece.
Okay, next clue.
So, hold on.
Did I say this already? He was teammates with Mark McGuire. 2 guys hitting bombs off legends. Couple of Bash brothers.
Okay, here's my question. If you'll answer it. Was he a teammate of Mark McGuire with the A's?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that helps, Judd.
Yes, he was.
Okay, so hold on.
Okay. I had another guess, too, but
He drove in 100 runs 3 different times in his career.
Have we done this guy? Did this guy play? I don't think he. Hold on a second.
How about this? This dude never played in a playoff game before. 11 years in the bigs.
Oh, okay.
Never played in a. Unless I'm wrong.
So he never played in a playoff game?
I couldn't find any documentation of him playing in a playoff game.
My guess then.
Okay.
So no playoffs.
Yeah. He actually he rejuvenated his career after signing a 2-year, $14 million deal in a different country. And it was after this that he became a Twin.
Oh.
Yeah, like they're not. Yeah.
All right.
2-time All-Star. Played internationally for.
Oh, you got me. You got me right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's great.
So he never played.
We're going to push Purple Daily.
So
back.
the no playoff game. I had a guess right before that.
Yeah.
But no playoffs totally changes.
Do you want me to give you some of his? So he played 1 year with the Minnesota Twins.
Oh, okay.
And he had a minus -0.6 wins above replacement. It didn't go well.
Didn't go well.
Particularly for the. He didn't drive in a hundo that year. Let's just put it that way.
Did this guy?
Yeah. What am I doing?
Hold on.
Giving great clues.
This guy's got a koi.
Okay. I got a.
Dude, this is
Well,
not
hold
helping
on a
me.
second here. I don't know if he played overseas.
So he was part of one of the greatest Twins teams of the modern era. But the Twins went on the run in part because they said,
Is this Brett Boone?
we're good on you. Brett Boone. Incorrect.
We've done Brett Boone.
If Judd guesses incorrectly
Yep.
again,
Oh,
Declan wins by default.
Okay.
I'll give you a clue
the
off
Twins
that.
did jettison Boone.
Judd is sniffing around the right used DVD bin here.
Okay, so
Judd's hand is in the used DVD bin, and he grabbed the DVD that's
Because
very,
Boone-
very close by.
Because Boone was on a good
playoff
team and it
games.
was, but yeah.
Yeah.
I sort of feel the same way.
In fact, what the Twins did that season was they just said to that whole side of the field, they're like, you guys are terrible.
Oh.
Let's throw a couple new guys in here. We'll say goodbye to you two. And he's one of those two that they said goodbye to.
Okay. You know what?
They won 96 games that year.
Oh, no. We've used him. Okay.
They had an MVP. Oh, did we?
No. I'm saying I was going to guess, and we've used this guy.
It's possible that I have pulled a player that this might be my mistake.
Well, well, then I'm playing in a protest.
Guess who you're going to guess, and maybe it's my fault.
I feel like this is a.
You're either right or.
Yeah, but if I'm.
It's a free guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to guess Tony Batista.
It is Tony Batista.
We've used him.
I'm sorry. It's my bad.
God.
We've used him.
I'm sorry.
This is a first.
P. Protest.
This is a first.
No. I am signaling to the press box.
If I'm Declan, I'm going to the American League office.
Where's my notes?
We did Tony Batista.
When did they do him?
Tony Batista.
Like a year ago. He's in there.
Oh,
you know what? Okay, not to make excuses.
Uh-huh.
His name is broken up on 2 different lines.
Okay, Royce.
It's my fault.
You know what it is? It's the fault of management. You can't
protect my stats. Blame the front office.
Can you believe this?
Oh, man. Well, Judd, that's now Dex got him the first time, so Judd gets him correct the second time.
What do we do here? Do I?
I think it has to just be. It's 100% my fault.
Thank you very much.
Wait, at what point did you think of Tony Batista at all?
Kind of. I thought of a little bit.
Kinda.
I was thinking like Phil Nevin, Rondell
I was going
White,
through the
Tony
mantra
Batista.
because I was going through the expos. Like Al Newman.
So the fatal
no.
mistake in my process was not just Control F searching or whatever. I just combed through the names with my eyes and didn't see his name on the.
Boy! Well,
I'm sorry,
Dex. It's up to you. I'm taking the win, and I'm celebrating tonight. I'm going out, getting a bottle of champagne, but you do what you got to do.
I'm just putting protest in the notes.
That's fine.
I'm just putting protest. That's all
I'll go again next week. You guys can.
I think it's a good win, folks. I think it's a good win.
Maybe it's Judd gets next week. He gets 3 clues with my headphones off or something. Like he gets a head start. I don't know. We can figure out something.
Judd either gets the win or we throw it out.
Okay.
Either way, you guys will compete next week or
Take
on
it to
Thursday.
a judge.
Yeah.
That's what you should do.
Protest.
So would that judge be in Hennepin or Ramsey now? Because I think technically we're in Ramsey County, right? So where is the crime committed of the random
Minnesota athlete jurisdiction?
Yes.
I don't know where those lines.
Neutral party.
Yeah.
We gotta go to Washington. We're just gonna go to a different.
Yeah, there's too many people that know about this now.
It's true. Hey, hit the like button, subscribe button here on the SKOR North Twins Show as we get through that random twin of the week. Purple Daily. Man. That's coming up here in just a bit. We'll be talking at you guys soon. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.